Well, hey guys, Sam here. Welcome back to Swamp Truck Overland. Today I want to talk to you guys about vehicles and a bit of a problem that I have. I'm currently sitting in the back of the van, the red van, brick, and as you can see, it's a little bit different to last time you saw it. I've taken all the interior out. It was just a temporary fit out made with pallet wood and that anyway, so it was looked a bit ratty, but it served its purpose. But tidying this van up, getting it ready to sell. I've got a good reason, so just trust me on that one. But I'll show you around, eh? So before we go too closely into the van, I just want to show you my problem. I like vehicles. I do. And I have quite a few, and that there is the problem. Yes, that's the house truck. I actually live in that. I've had it for quite a while and it suits me. I've got a tip truck hiding around there. The secret and the other part of my plan, another Delica. This one is a diesel. This one I'm planning on keeping. And I've got my Skoda, which is just the daily driver to and from work. It's nice and cheap to run, good to drive. Of course, you all know the Subi. You'd know the Surf pretty well by now as well, I'd hope. And over there in the corner is my much neglected Suzuki. Now, we'll go into each of these vehicles separately, especially like the Subi, and discuss the mods and things that I've done to it. But today it's all about the van, brick. I've had it for quite a few years now. So this is a 1994 Mitsubishi L300, often called a Delica. This one isn't badged as a Delica because it's a New Zealand new. It's actually New Zealand assembled, which is pretty rare these days. Well, there's not too many of them left, unfortunately. It's a 2.4 litre petrol with a 16 valve 4G64, 5-speed manual, high, low range. It's got 30-inch mud tyres, an alloy bull bar, and is pretty much stock standard. It's stock suspension height, stock springs, aftermarket shocks because they don't last forever. It's done about 350,000 Ks, does burn a little bit of oil, but runs really well. As you've seen, I've had it all over the North Island. Unfortunately, haven't managed to get to the South Island in it yet. You probably would have noticed the bull bar's changed. It did have a black steel one on there, which I've decided to keep just because I can weld steel, and it gives me a good baseline for a bar for the other one. So I had this stashed away. Looks pretty nice, I reckon. So I decided to put that on here just because it'll sell better, and it just looked wrong without a bull bar on there. The diesel van, it needs quite a bit of work. There's rust in places, there's wiring issues, the gearbox has just about had it. There's a long list. It's sort of a bit questionable why I'm selling the good van and keeping the one in worse condition, but ultimately I think the diesel's going to suit what I'm doing a lot better. And well, as you can tell, I don't mind a project, although I think I have a few too many. So today I have to get the red van ready to sell. I pretty much have done that. It's all mechanically ready. I've taken the interior out. You saw that at the beginning of the video. All I need to do now is take off my stickers, give her a good clean, and list it for sale. Coming off slowly. One side done. It's a bit sad, really. A little bit of thinners to take off the glue, and yeah, it's come up pretty well. You can't even see where it was. It wasn't quite so lucky on the other side. I haven't attacked it with the thinners yet, but a big chunk of the clear coat started coming off. But as you can see, the driver's door, the paint job isn't the best anyway, so oh well. Alright, all the stickers are off. It's a little bit sad actually. I've had some pretty good adventures in this, and it'll be pretty sad to see it go. I'm going to cheat a bit here. I don't think I'm going to wash it today, just because it's sort of running out of day. It's all a bit nah, not ideal for taking photos. So what I might do is clean it in town tomorrow or during the week. Then I can go get some nice scenic photos without getting it dirty. What I think I'll do first though is just clean out the inside, just give that floor a bit of a wipe, clean up this dashboard and just vacuum it out quickly. But why am I selling it, you might ask? And it's a very good question. I'm not entirely sure myself, but what it boils down to is ultimately I think a diesel's better suited to what I'm doing. The issues I have with a petrol is the distributor is located at the front of the engine behind the fan, so as soon as you're at bumper deep water it's just throwing water all through the engine bay anyway. It just drowns all the electrics and the engine cuts out. This is before you're even deep enough to need a snorkel. That's the other issue, is the snorkel. On these, the snorkel comes out the side on the pillar and runs up. This one, being an injected petrol, has an ECU located in there, which is a weird place for it to be, but that's fine. It just means whatever you do to cut the hole through for the snorkel, it has to be 100% waterproof, because any water that gets in there is going to get straight on the ECU and cause problems. But then, yeah, like I said, the electronics are wet before you even get deep enough to need a snorkel. And the other thing, I suppose, to a degree, is fuel cost. Up until recently, diesel was cheaper than petrol. It's just recently become about the same, if not more. And you've got to pay your road tax on top of that. But from my experience, the diesel vehicles get a little bit more mileage to the litre. I don't know if it'll be the case with this van, 2.5 turbo diesel versus a 2.4 injected petrol. But it's going to be a lot better with water crossings. Hello, Charcat. And a lot simpler. There's no ECU to have problems. It's mechanical injection pump. A lot more bush-proof ultimately. Yeah, all I need to do now is wash it and list it for sale. It's all very sad. I've had quite a few adventures in this thing. I've also done a fair bit of other work just getting it ready for this. I had to replace the windscreen, so I took it out to deal with a little bit of rust around the edge. Took these side panels off, redid the body seams that are prone to leaking. What else did I do? Change the bull bar. Yeah, it's been a fair bit of work. But they're going for pretty good money at the moment, and that's what I'm hoping to get. But it's not perfect, so I'm not expecting moonbeams, but we'll see, and we'll see how long it takes to sell. So it's a couple of weeks later, and look who's still here. Bit of a funny story, that one. So I got it all washed, took the photos, listed it up on Marketplace for sale. Was actually driving it back and forth from work for a couple of days, just in case anybody wanted to view it in town. And it started making a hell of a noise from the gearbox. And the whining just got worse and worse. The fluid's alright. I've tried an additive. It's had it. Bearings have gone. It appears to be quite a weak point in the L300s. This now has a stuffed gearbox. The other one has a stuffed gearbox. My other one has got a freshly rebuilt gearbox, my parts one, because the gearbox died. I was hoping to keep that gearbox and put it in the diesel, but I'm now going to have to put it in this one to sell it and get another one rebuilt, or attempt to rebuild it myself later on to go in the diesel one. But oh well, I will cross that bridge when I get to it. So yeah, we're a week away from Christmas. This video should be going out today. and I will be starting to edit another one immediately after. It's been a bit slack, over a month since my last upload, sorry guys. Life has just been a little bit crazy. Just volunteered a few too many committees and have a bit too much paperwork to do, so oh dear. Over Christmas I'm hoping to try and change the gearbox in this, so we'll see how I get on, and then it'll be back up for sale and I can start on some of my other projects. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Keep an eye out for the other video, should be out in the next few days, and Merry Christmas everybody.